At some point during something genuinely difficult, you have felt it. The voice that says you are done, that you have given everything you have, that this is the limit and nothing exists on the other side of it. Maybe it was a brutal physical effort that asked more of you than you expected, a high-pressure professional situation that demanded everything over a sustained stretch of weeks or months, a period in your personal life that was hard in a way that seemed to have no visible end, a creative project that hit a wall so complete you could not see around it or through it. The voice arrives, and it sounds completely authoritative. It speaks in the first person. It uses your own language and your own tone. It says, I am finished. I cannot do this anymore. This is as far as I go. And because it sounds exactly like you, and because it has always sounded like you believe it. And you stop. David Goggins does not accept this. Not because he is built differently from other people or because he was given some rare gift. Most people are not. He does not accept it because he tested it repeatedly and at genuine sustained extremes. And he discovered something about the voice that changes everything once you understand it clearly. The voice is not telling you the truth, not intentionally, not maliciously, but it is not giving you accurate information about where your actual limit is. It is giving you your brain's best estimate of where your limit is, calibrated specifically and efficiently to keep you safe and well away from real discomfort. And those two things, your actual limit and your brain's estimated limit, are not the same number. They are not even close to each other. Goggins calls this the 40% rule. When your mind tells you that you are done, that you have given everything, that there is nothing left, you are typically at roughly 40% of your actual capacity. Not 90%, not 80%, 40. The remaining 60% is not locked behind some extraordinary physiological reserve that only elite athletes can access. It is locked behind the willingness to keep going after the brain has filed its recommendation to stop. Before you dismiss this as extreme sport philosophy with no application to an ordinary life, consider what the number actually means when applied to the decisions most people make every day. The project you decided was finished when it got genuinely frustrating still had the majority of its potential completely untapped. The difficult conversation you decided was too uncomfortable to have had not reached anything close to its natural or necessary conclusion. The professional situation you walked away from because it demanded too much was abandoned at the first serious checkpoint, not at anything approaching your actual limit. The version of yourself you have settled into and stopped questioning has significantly more capacity than the version you have been living day to day without testing it. The 40% rule does not ask you to become Goggins. It does not ask you to run extreme distances or manufacture suffering as a training methodology. What it asks is simpler and simultaneously more difficult. It asks you to become aware of the specific moment when your brain files its recommendation to stop, and to treat that moment not as accurate information about your limit, but as accurate information about where the real work is about to begin. Because that is what that moment genuinely is. It is not the end. It is the checkpoint, the place where most people turn around and go home, the place where the small number of people who build something genuinely exceptional decide to continue for just the next 10 minutes. Not forever. Not until something breaks. Just past the checkpoint. Just far enough to demonstrate to the brain that its recommendation was not the final word on what you are capable of. Those 10 minutes, chosen deliberately and repeated consistently across weeks and months, are where the real gap between the life you are living and the life you are capable of begins to close in a way that accumulates and compounds over time. The action before episode 3 is direct. The next time you are in the middle of something genuinely difficult and the voice arrives with its recommendation to stop, do not stop immediately. Notice the moment precisely. Name it, and then continue for 10 minutes past it. Not to perform toughness or prove anything to anyone watching. Just to find out with your own direct experience what is actually on the other side of the checkpoint. Your brain has been presenting as a wall. Episode 3 examines the tool Goggins uses before any of this becomes consistently possible. The conversation most people have spent their entire adult lives carefully avoiding with the one person they can never fully escape. Subscribe so you do not miss it.